I know I will miss my country, I will miss my culture. I put my family first because my kid will have a good life.
When I decided to move to Australia, the wind didn't like it.
That's when I really started going downhill and just never really leave the house.
I was convinced that I was going to end up in a nursing home, that I was worthless. What was the purpose for me being here?
It was very much like grabbing a whole heap of darts and throwing it at a dartboard and hoping that one of those darts would land in a job.
I was just sitting there and I just thought, I'm better than this. I didn't want to be that sad individual that I was. You know, I need a reason to get up in the morning, so I thought, okay, let's get myself into a routine. You get out what you put in life, you know? I was definitely determined and capable of, you know, motivating myself. I thought to myself, hang in there, something's coming up. There's no reason I can't be in a paid job.
And Michael was clearly super keen to work. At Workways, we're not an agency that will just place anyone into any position that they're not going to be comfortable in. So it's really about finding the correct position for each individual.
I just felt what a sense of relief, you know? I just knew something was going to come up.
We managed to get him a job interview, and once we had that locked in, I rang Wear for Success in South Melbourne. Wear for Success provide clothing for interviews for unemployed people, and they dress everyone for free.
I felt fantastic. I felt like a bloody ripper. I felt like for the first time in my life, people are going to take me seriously.
One thing we both enjoy is going for walks, and also at that time he opens up and talks to me a lot.
Anytime I said anything that was negative, she would always tell me, just think the good side, you know, that we're here and that we have the opportunities that we do.
I was still trying to be positive, but it was getting harder. You don't even get a job interview, you feel like you're useless or not good enough. So I signed up as a community visitor to visit a lady in an aged care home. Doing something for the others, it helped me to feel good. One of the advices I got from friends was you have to network, you have to make connections.
I manage an employment program funded by Jobseekers. Shanika called us looking for work, reformatted her CV, and then we started coaching her how to do the interview.
I came across an advertisement from PT Hydraulics. I received a call for an interview. I was very nervous. Even I thought I knew I can do the job. I am a friendly person, but I didn't used to greet people when I see them because I think it's the culture. One thing Rohan taught us was about socializing, even in a job interview or wherever you meet people.
Shanika, I'm interested to know what your hobbies are away from the workplace.
I like reading books and going for walks on the beach with my son. And finally I got the job. So I was very happy, very relieved. Felt like the first step that we're going to be okay.
When we'd finished the interview with Rod, there was just something that was genuine about this guy that we thought if we give him a shot, he may turn into a long-term prospect for us.
When I got the call, I was very, very excited. I actually ran around like a little schoolgirl telling my family that I've got a job.
Rodney wasn't located close to Lindenow when he took the job on. He came here initially and rented a motel room for a period of time.
I borrowed money twice off my sister to pay for my accommodation, and pride got the better of me, and I thought, well, I can't ask again. I thought it was already a burden enough. So I decided to sleep in the car while I was waiting for a house to come available.
Being the chairman of the East Gippsland Food Cluster, I thought that Rodney would be a fantastic candidate for the Jobs Victoria program. Initially, we were able to kit him out with a brand new set of clothes. a set of work boots. That was a great support to a guy like him that was struggling with his cash flow situation at the time. Through the cluster's involvement in the program, we were able to go out and seek more training for him.
I just started off as a baby broccoli counter. I would literally just count broccoli from one container to the next, and then I slowly progressed. One bloke left and they needed someone to drive the truck. Then we needed a tractor driver, and I started to drive forklifts and just slowly increase what I was doing at the farm.
He's genuine, he's happy to be here, he's engaging, he wants to learn, he wants to develop himself, and he wants the business to go forward at the same time. That's what makes Rod such a special employee.
I like my work, I like what I do, I like getting up, going to work, the boys I work with. The job changes your life, it changes everything.
I kind of just hit a really low point in my life, and that's when I went to go seek help from professional psychologists. I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. So having borderline personality disorder is almost like this collective emotion of every other time you felt anxious or frustrated hitting you all at once. So it's quite overwhelming, and you almost have like a little bit of a breakdown. You need to like stop and almost wait for this huge wave to pass by before you can even start thinking straight. My psychologist actually recommended me to speak to a vocational service at Headspace.
For Alana, we understood that she was facing some mental difficulties. What we tried to do is work with Alana closely, do a brief pre-counselling session with her, and then provided some career options.
It was actually nice to sit down and ask someone that knew what they were doing, am I doing this right? And kind of get that reassurance that like, it's not just me that's the problem.
Now don't take a ball off her, pick up another ball. Good, dribble, find your ball. Ronaldo, find your ball. My role is an employment mentor. I can't guarantee that I'll find them employment, but will guarantee that I'll help the best I can to get them employment. G'day Stephen, how you going? Stephen was referred to me and it made the time for him to come into the office. If you're interested.
At the time I went to his office. I don't know how he will receive me.
Stephen.
The first time we talked, I know this guy is a good man.
My first impression was dressed in a suit. He was immaculate. I have a goal that I set myself to be honest with people and straightforward.
When he asked me what I'm doing, I told him the first job, I'm a minister in the community.
By the end of this, I said to him, well, your resume is not telling me the story you've just told me. I'll take notes and then I'm going to rewrite your resume. Stephen, he was very keen, and I seen him probably 6 times in 2 weeks. I decided that I'd use football as a way of getting him job ready. In the first quarter, we're going to get your resume and job applications up and ready. So the second quarter, we'll get these applications in for jobs. The third quarter was about getting an interview. If we got to the fourth quarter, it meant the game was over and we got a job for him. I didn't think that the first quarter was going to come so quick. We applied for the job at the Moe Community Life Skills Centre. When Stephen got the interview, we were both kind of excited. I spent solidly for a day or so going through interview questions with Stephen. We decided that he would answer self-experience rather than talking textbook answers.
Peter is my mentor. And not only that, my friend.
If anyone was out there that's in a similar situation to myself, just keep trying. Eventually, you will get a job.
I've been on a long journey. I'm still carrying the burden of refugee camp life in my body.
When you're a single mom, job is the most important thing. You need that for everything else to fall in place.
I walked out of there feeling actually really confident about it and really hopeful.
I felt like I was in some wonderful, beautiful, welcoming tea party.
Authorised by Victorian Government, 1 Treasury Place, Melbourne.